Hello everyone. Today let's look at Hwadu third and fourth in Blue Clip record. Hwadu third is the same as the Hwadu 36 in Book of Serenity. So Hwadu third only post in the description section. Now let's look at Hwadu fourth. This is pointer. Under the blue sky, in the bright sunlight, you don't have to point out this and that anymore. But the casual conditions of time and season still require you to give the medicine in accordance with the disease. But tell me, is it better to let go, or is it better to hold still? This is Hwadu. When Zen monk Doksan arrived at Master Wisan, he carried his bundle with him into the teaching hall, where he crossed from east to west and from west to east. He looked around and said, "There's nothing, no one." Then he went out. Master Soltu added the comment, "Completely exposed." But when Doksan got to the monastery gate, he said, "Still, I shouldn't be so coarse." So he re-entered the hall with full ceremony to meet Master Wisan. As Master Wisan sat there, Doksan held up his sitting mat and said, "Teacher." Master Wisan reached for his whisk, whereupon Doksan shouted, shook out his sleeves, and left. Master Soltu added the comment, "Completely exposed." Doksan turned his back on the teaching hall, put on his straw sandals, and departed. That evening, Master Wisan asked the head monk, "Where is that newcomer who just came?" The head monk answered, "At that time, he turned his back on the teaching hall, put on his straw sandals, and departed." Master Wisan said, "Hereafter, that lad will go to the summit of a solitary peak, build himself a grass hut, and go on scolding the Buddhas and reviling the patriarchs." Master Soltu added the comment, "He adds frost to snow." This is today's Hwadu. Now, let's look at a part of commentary. Later, he heard that Master Visan's teaching was flourishing, so he traveled to Master Visan to meet him as an adept. Without even untying his bundle, he went straight to the teaching hall, where he walked back and forth, from east to east, from west to east. Looked around and said, "Nothing, no one." Then he went out. Tell me, what was his meaning? Wasn't he crazy? People misinterpret this as establishment, but that is simply irrelevant. See how extraordinary that Doksan was. This is why it is said to stand out from the crowd. You must be a brave, spirited fellow. To defeat enemies is a medal for a lion's son. If you try to become Buddha without an eye like this, how will you ever do it, even in 1,000 years? When you get here, you must be a thoroughly competent adept before you will be able to see. Why? In the Buddha Dharma, there are not so many complications. Where can you bring intellectual views to bear? This is the action of Doksan's mind. Where is there so much toil? This is why Master Hyunsa said, even if you are like the moon reflected in an autumn pond, which, when striking the waves, is not scattered, or like the sound of a bell on a quiet night, which, when hit, never fails to resound. This is still an affair on this shore of birth and death. When you arrive here, there is no gain or loss, no affirmation or negation, nor is there anything extraordinary or mysterious. Since there is nothing extraordinary or mysterious, how will you understand Doksan's going back and forth from east to west and west to east? Tell me, what was his meaning? Now, how does Zen Master Heinshin evaluate this Sadhu? Let's look at his verse. The tiger's cave. The forest is so deep that people can't come. If anyone comes, they are definitely hunters. The old tiger was surprised and opened his eyes. Suddenly, he jumped out and saved his life. Next, Zen monks' birds. What kind of weird words and actions are these? Then, what the hell is it? The broken branches fell down and splashed on the ground. The raw deer of the mountain runs away in surprise. Today, let's call it a day.